Well, hello everybody. I got 1 minute into doing this video and the phone rang, so I'm starting over. So I've got all these journals piled up here together. Now while I'm telling you my little story, I'll just show you. There's 4 that are Kaiser Craft wrapping paper, which are these 2, this one and that one. So the rest that I'm going to show you are going to be fabric, and while I'm just showing you the different fabrics, I'll tell you my little story for January. So I started off really well in the beginning of January because I really do want to be making things for our shop and doing videos and being consistent with them. So me being me, thought that I would make some blank journals, and I'll tell you more about the reason why in a minute, to put up on the shop. And of course I ended up making 10 of them, which is very typical of me. So of course, because there's 10 of them and because they're meant to be blank and I just don't understand when to stop, it's blown out on the timeline. So I've given you just a little look of all the different ones I've got. Now I'm just going to do a flip through of 1, maybe 2 of them while I'm talking, because basically they're all the same on the inside. So this one's a fabric one, and it's a coffee coloured one, and it's got a little sari silk polka dot there. There's a lot of ladies that look at the journal making and look at the journals and really love them, but they don't know whether or not they want to be making them. And when we do these journals, we tend to have bits and pieces of supplies, and it grows like topsy, and some people aren't lucky enough to have a room, or they don't want to be, they might be card makers or mixed media, and they just don't want to be making these, but they do want one. So the idea of these is there's 10 of them. They're all very similar in what's inside them. So the idea is they're meant to be blank. So this one's fabric on the outside, and all of them, even the paper ones, have got a calico backing in there. So remember that we said that this was a blank journal. So all my journals, always from the very first one that I've made, I do a little bit of stenciling on the pages. Now my theory in that is that now with that stencil in there, that's not a blank page. These aren't blank spaces. They've started, so you can get in. And then a little bit later down the track, I started putting little stamped images on some of the facing pages. Now the other thing with these is I want you to remember that this is a junk journal. It has taken a huge amount of discipline and effort from me, for me not to make sure that they are perfect in every way. So they pretty well line up all the way, but there'll be a little bit of a rough edge on some of them. Some of them where I've cut them, it's turned out a little bit rough along the edge, but to tell you the truth, I really liked it, so I left it there. And that is, see this one here. So anyway, I'll point it out in the description, in the listing on the shop. So remember, they are junk journals. I've tried very hard for them to be relaxed. I've had a huge amount of enjoyment and fun making these for whoever gets them. So it's a really, really just relaxed, happy little journal that you'll be buying. So I have put in a stamped piece of calico. The offcuts from here I've added in a little bit, and then this started out as Snow White, and it's actually the leftover lining from a dress I made my granddaughter, and I've just put it through the coffee dye vat when I was doing papers, and then I've done the ruffles. So now once again, I have tried not to let perfection, I nearly not added that in because I could not get it perfect, and it was just really frustrating for me. and I had to laugh at myself and get over myself. So I'll just start flipping. This is how easy you can do some pages if you don't have a lot. This is a napkin that I've taken a piece of coffee paper, I've glued pages of an old book down, and then I've put a napkin over the top of it, and then I've just photocopied it. This here is an actual ledger from I think 1918, so it's a very, very old. And what I've done is, I think there's about at least three tags in the book that I've just clipped in with a paper clip with a little bit of sari seam binding on it. The reason why you're getting these is look, that this was left over, and I thought that it would make sense that I give them to you, because then it matches the. And then this here, now this is the back of, I'm just trying to find, here it is. So this little girl, oh, I think it's just adorable. So that was a picture, an image that it's on very thick paper that had a border all the way around it, and I've cut the border off the three sides, but on the fourth side I've actually left the border in, and that's what's sewing that picture in. So that's a good way of being able to put something that isn't big enough to be folded, but I actually wanted all the pictures. Each journal's got one, not this picture, but has got an image in there, and then it creates, I had like the white border here from where it was sewn in. So with a bit of a scrap from the fabric that I've made this one out of, you can see that that's a tuck there now, and I've just seen that, which tells me that I haven't used up all the things. So it looks like I'm a journal short somewhere. That's alright, don't get distracted bit. So there's the stenciling, a little stamp there, and it's just got all different types of papers, and they make the lovely sound that we like. And then this is a book page. This is a piece of scrapbooking that I did not like, so I put it through the coffee vat. So if you've got 12 by 12s that you're not going to use, I put that through to have this side, but when I actually put that one through and quiet it and push the, it's got that nice tea stain look of it now. Instead of it being white, it actually looks really lovely. But if you've got single-sided scrapbooking pages that you don't think you'll use, put them through when you're doing your coffee dyed for your papers. Put your 12 by 12s through, and like this one was a good happy outcome, because this page actually, the print on it actually came out really nice. But if this was just really horrid and you just didn't think you were ever going to use it, you've got this that's tea stained, so you've got a 12 by 12 that you can use for backings on tags, journaling cards and what have you, and it's a way of you being able to use up those difficult papers that you're not going to use otherwise. So then we keep going through. This is just a week by week. There's some digitals in here. That's a piece of vellum. So you can see I've just tried to use all different types. Another printable. Just this isn't old. The same with this. I bought a book from, I think, just the local Big W department store, and also just tea dyed them, so it makes a really good inclusion. So this is a double-sided piece of 12 by 12 that I would not use anywhere else. Now in one or two of them, this image, like it could be upside down. I'm trying to be a little bit more relaxed. There's an extra paper clip there for you. That's out of an atlas that I got out of I'm going to be pulped pile from the local Salvation Army op shop, so I grabbed it. Another printable, and this is just a bit of Glad oven bake, and I added that in there because you might come across something that you want to trace. You can do a tracing on it, or I just like the sound of it. And note that this is all a little bit crooked in places, but the way it's been made, it definitely is not going to fall apart on you. I do believe I've done a good job of making the journal itself. A bit of writing paper, this is a dictionary, and this is an envelope that's quite grungy. And if you like this journal and you don't like this envelope, well then that's just a blank canvas for you to put images on or what you want to. Now with this one, and this is the only journal that's got lace covered, because of the type of print it was, I thought that just the lace over the top of them looks so pretty, and then that's just a little bit of a ruffle that's been sewn. So I think every journal has got one tag that's got that little ruffle, and then I've just used a bulb pin and a little charm, and then once again I've just pinned it in with a paper clip. You might make pockets for it, or you might have the whole thing so that you can move it backwards and forwards. So this is all just the same as what you saw at the front, and then this is the last tag that's in here. It goes there, and then down the bottom from the threads that I did the sewing, I've just put a little bit of a charm dangle on there, and then we've got a tie. Now these aren't particularly thick, so the covers do look a little bit bulgy on them, so you can see that it's not real thin. But what I've done is I've given you plenty of room for this to get as thick as what you want it to be, and if you don't want it bulking out, well that's okay. You just do what I've done here and tie, just pull the cover, and I've just put a little bit of that there. So they're all, like I said, they're all slightly different. This one, some of them, this one it doesn't have, so it's got all the same thing, but then some of them where I had a little bit of extra left over, this one's got a bookmark, and I think it's also got, some of them do and some of them don't have a belly band. It just depends on how much fabric. This one here, I only had just enough to do the cover and those few offcuts for the tags. This one, this is beautiful and soft. It is just so soft, and I've got more of this to make a few other journals out of it because it's so pretty. So the offcuts, there was a few more offcuts with this one than there was others. So that's just the way it goes. That's the only reason there will be a one or two maybe things. So when I photograph them, there's that tuck there. So that's in every one. So if you have a look at that one there, that's not the same fabric. Now that was a little bit difficult for me to do, but I thought, well, it's a junk journal, everything doesn't have to match precisely, but you can see the colours match really well together. So like I said, there's that picture there is different. If I can find, I just saw it. So that one there, the first one is, she saw there's a little girl trying to balance on the beam or get up on the beam, and that one's just a still life. So I really do like the way these journals have come up, and I'm very pleased to be able, in the next day or so, I will get these uploaded onto our website, and from there I'll continue editing all the footage I've got of these journals. So I hope you like them. I'm sorry I haven't done another video. I do have another one of Roxy's challenge that I'm following along with. I did with Sue, and it's just like, it's all, so that one there, I've put that one in there. It's a botanical, so that one matches. I don't think I was brave enough to do too many that were different, so that one and that one there. Anyway, I hope you like your journals. I hope you like these journals, and like I said, if you want one, they've been made with love, and they're not made exact, but they are made with care. They will not fall apart on you. So I'll leave it there, and you know, it's kind of like I'm doing it back to front, but I'm doing this as an introduction. You can either go over and purchase one, or you can watch the following videos so that you'll know how to make one for yourself. Whichever way you go, I'll be really happy, because I've helped you with your creativity and for you to be able to have something that you would really like. So for now, take care and be kind to yourself and the person standing next to you, and until next time, bye for now.